We are back with another episode of Buffy. Welcome to Spooky Families. I'm Sarah. For more spooky content, give us a follow. Today we're going to be talking about Season 1, Episode 10 of Buffy, titled Nightmares. In this episode, we see Buffy and company dealing with their nightmares and how those nightmares manifest and how they seep into the real world. A lot of what Buffy is afraid of is battling the Master, so we do get a continuation of that sort of storyline. We also see Xander in his underwear at one point, but I think that my favorite of all of the nightmares and fears that are going into this episode are Giles not being able to read and how he has to deal with that as a watcher, as a librarian, as somebody who really appreciates research. Giles is really in the thick of it here. We also see Buffy with her father, which we don't really get to see a lot of in the series, and that relationship and how that relationship kind of played out after her parents' divorce. It really makes Buffy feel like a real character. There's also a lot of fears of spiders in this episode, so if that is something that you're not into, I would definitely stay away from this one. I'll be honest with you. This episode, it didn't really hit the mark for me. I think that it is an interesting concept. I just don't know that they sort of landed the plane with it. I also think that coming off of an episode like The Puppet Show and going into this episode, it just felt a little lackluster for me personally. That being said, it's not a terrible episode of Buffy by any stretch of the imagination. It is a kind of fun Monster of the Week episode where we get to see everybody and how they deal with their own nightmares, their own fears come to life. So it is an interesting episode of Buffy. It's just not one that I might necessarily rewatch myself. If you are not watching Buffy along with us, come and join us. We're still in season 1 and we would love to have you. And as always, stay spooky, my friends.